My name's Yvonne Becker, and I'll be your host today. If your business communication systems feel clunky, unreliable, or outdated, then you're going to love today's conversation. I'm joined with Chris Tennant, the founder of CA Unified Communications Inc., a company that helps businesses upgrade their phone and communication systems using modern solutions like RingCentral and beyond. Today, we're breaking down what's broken in most phone systems, what the switch to cloud based calling looks like, and how smart communication tools can actually save you time, money, and your reputation. So let's just jump right in. Hey, Chris, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How are you? How's the lighting, by the way?
It looks fabulous. Thanks for
Awesome,
joining
awesome,
us.
awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to share what CA Unified Communications is all about. And I understand you have an awesome platform that's growing and just taking the world by storm. Congratulations on that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. So let's just start with the basics. Tell us about CA Unified Communications. What services do you provide, and who do you typically work with?
Okay, perfect. Well, CA Unified Communications has been around since just before the pandemic. And I've been in the telecommunications business since, I guess they say, since the devil was a boy. And I've watched it evolve over the years. So basically, a lot of the systems that are out there are all called PBX legacy systems. And what has changed now is everything is now software driven and moves to the cloud. So the benefits of this now is you now have a system that is now able to be programmed, able to be customized to each individual business, depending if you're a small mom and pop restaurant to a huge brand new tech startup. So our ideal customers are basically anybody that needs to connect with a voice and with text and or SMS and also video. So we're called unified communications. So you have one platform that takes care of everything. So we work from professional services to healthcare, financial services right now are just booming with our technology. We do work with software as a service customers, different software platforms. They use us for voice, retail, e-com, manufacturing, logistics, real estate. So basically anybody who needs to connect with a customer, whether through voice, SMS, video, or text, we're able to reach out to all of our customers.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what
Mhm.
made you want to get into this space, Chris?
Well, the reason I got into this space is, I guess, through evolution. I've started out with wireless. I've been selling telecom for a long time with mobility. I had tele stores. I've worked for all the different networks. And one of the biggest challenges that most networks and most people were having is your landline was just basically a landline. And the minute you left your landline, it wasn't doing anything for you. So what happened with technology? It basically evolved, and we started moving your brains of your phone system out of the closet and into the cloud. So basically, all you need now is just an incredible data connection. I say incredible because back in the day when internet speeds were slow, the cloud was not the place to be. But now with technology evolving, and we have gigs plus, and each call takes 70 kilobytes. So right now, you really don't have downtime and the connections are clear. The voice is clear. You won't get that robotic voice. And now that everything is into the cloud, you're able to take advantage of software and power of your motherboard, in other words. So you're able
Hmm.
to program, route your calls, put calls in queues, which wasn't able to be done before. You can now have a nice call center in the cloud where you can now field calls from your customers, improving the customer experience through voice, first of all. And now with all the different social media platforms out there, and with the Gen X communicating through Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and all the other different platforms, you're able to have a call center rep able to field all these calls with all these different platforms. So giving everybody the customer experience that they're looking for, and also getting all their questions answered in a timely manner.
So I'm guessing that there's no shortage of telecommunication companies out there. We're aware of that, but that's probably what makes CA Unified different. Is that right?
Yes. And one of the things that makes us different is we're our technology advisor. So when you come to me, especially with all the different platforms out there, with all the different technologies out there, not one person is going to have all the answers. So you come to me and not charging anything, our company finds the technology that suits your business. we've partnered with TELUS. We're partners with Rogers. We're partners with Verizon. We're partners with T-Mobile, Dialpad, RingCentral, Zoom Workplace, Scipio, and
Wow.
Dialvia. So many different. So what we do is we will sit down, listen to you, find out what you're actually looking for, what your pain points are. And whatever your pain points are, we will get these addressed and help you to get onto what you do best, whether it be making cakes, be a financial service or a professional service, a law firm, and we'll help take care of all that terminology that you'll never get anyways, that will get somebody to explain it to you, and we'll explain it to you and make sure that you understand what you need and future-proof your company.
It's amazing. So, in your experience, speaking of pain points, what are the pain points businesses are having with their current phone setups?
Okay, well, I think one of the biggest pain points that most people are having are outdated phone systems, PBX, premise phone systems. And what that means, the biggest pain points for that when I used to sell these PBX systems is every 6 months, there's a new feature, and one of my technicians would have to come in and charge you money and update your phone system. And if you didn't have the money, your phone system would fall by the wayside and you won't have the latest and the greatest features. Other things would be handsets would break and the handsets would be updated and you'd have to replace all these things. But with the new systems right now, the handsets are software driven and all the new features will be programmed. Another thing is hybrid. Since the pandemic, most companies are now working from home with our phone systems in the cloud. The number one thing is you can have your accountant working from her home, your salespeople on the road, and our phone systems, they have desktop phones. They also have a desktop app, and they also have a mobile app. And if somebody calls, they all three will ring, and wherever you pick up, you're answered. So you're always connected. Whether you're in the office, in the car, or in a coffee shop, you're always able to, receive a call. Integration. There's so many different apps out there. I use HubSpot for my CRM. It integrates with my phone system. So when a customer calls me, their name pops up. I don't log notes anymore. With the new features of AI, they actually do the note taking and transcripts for you. So all you do is just copy and paste and saves time, saves money because time is money, and you just become more efficient and you get back to what you do best, whether it be baking cakes, selling homes, being a lawyer, and leave the technology to CA Unified and our partners.
Yes, time is money. And I guess that's how it would affect their bottom line or even their customer relationships.
Yes.
So let's talk solutions. What's the benefit of using RingCentral or a cloud based phone system versus their older setups? I guess you kind of covered that.
Mhm.
Let's talk about price, for example, right? Speaking of their
Okay.
bottom line.
Yes, one of the biggest savings that you're going to get is back in the day, we used to sell service contracts. So what a city like, let's say the city of Coquitlam or city of Port Moody, they'd see whatever amount of handsets they have, and we'd sell them a contract, whether it be $60,000 for the year. And if they have a problem, our technicians would go out and take care of this. And not about just buying the system, you're buying a service level contract, and that costs money. But one of the great things with the systems today, they are per seat, which is a little bit less than what legacy systems cost right now. And you can save money that way. And whatever you're selling with the service level contract, that would be an update and just system patches and things like that. With the telecom company, which the RingCentral or Business Connect, which is also RingCentral, all of these are included in your seat purchase per month. So what this gives you is a fixed cost per month that your accountant is going to love, and your budget is going to be fixed, and you know what your expenses are per month. So you know whether, it's not going to be something that's going to come out of the blue that you need to get this done and it's going to cost a certain amount of money. Cloud software, all of these things are included, which is a great thing. Fixed cost.
Wow. So, could you tell us what kind of features surprise your clients, the ones they didn't know they needed, but now can't live without?
One of the best features I like is we have our company called Baba Chicken. It's they do it's a restaurant. And during the pandemic, of course, everybody's calling in for their orders. Back in the day, if you didn't have enough lines, your phone would be busy and the customer would go somewhere else. But now we have a thing called call queue, and they would line up just like taxing on a runaway, and they would get a message or what specials are happening. What are the different plans and packages that they can get. So by the time when they're speaking to the server, they kind of have an idea of what they want, and you've retained that customer. So they love that feature. So that's one
That's
of the
very
great
cool.
features. Yeah, really cool feature. It
Yeah,
doesn't sound like much, but when you're growing by 20% each month because customers aren't leaving because the line is busy, it's a great thing.
absolutely.
My favorite feature right now is the AI features that are coming in with this call recording, call transcripts, and AI that takes notes for you. I'm the worst typer. So when somebody's giving me the information and the things that they're looking for, it automatically gets transcribed. It already noted. And at the end, AI basically breaks it down and tells you what your tasks are. And that email address that somebody ripped off automatically, it's there. And I just copy and paste, and a lot less mistakes, a lot less time wasted, and I can get back to what I do best, is helping my customers.
That's great. So, how easy is it to switch? Let's say I'm a traditional landline or office phone system user. What does that transition actually look like? Is it tricky? Is it complicated?
Back in the day, it was tricky, but now it's very, very simple. The most important thing that I check is if the number that you have that you've had all these years, can that number be ported? Nothing worse than selling a system and then some of these numbers they cannot be ported, and then the customer has to keep that one line and call forward it. So I check if the number can be ported. I come and see what type of internet connectivity you have. That it's as long as it's over, the minimum. You're right, and we're right now we're getting gigs and higher for a reasonable price, and then basically that's it. Then everything else after that, we sit down, brainstorm, and say, what is your ideal phone system should look like? Where do you want all your calls to go? And everything is software driven, so there's not much that we can't do with
That's
voicemail,
amazing.
after hour calling, routing your calls. If this person doesn't pick after 3 rings, goes to this. We have auto attendant. We have AI auto attendant that works 24 hours now. So it's a great thing that's happening with technology, especially software driven cloud technology.
Very cool. So, as your business grows, Chris, what areas behind the scenes still feel too manual for you, whether that's onboarding, support, or billing?
Okay. What's really manual that I like is working with my customer to actually set up the system according to how their customers, according to how they like their customers to have that great customer experience. It is manual, but it's a good manual where we do the talk and then we work with our teams behind the scenes and our engineers to program and set up the phone system as you'd like. One of the things that I'd like to set up more with my phone system is maybe just to have better workflows with AI. And it's just starting to come in right now, where once the call is done, the AI is going to take the notes, transcribe. And if it says, Chris, you need to send this email about this, AI will use the templates that we have, fill in the forms, and move the sale to the next level.
That's amazing. So, are you seeing opportunities to bring in automation or even AI to enhance your client experience or back end efficiencies?
Yes, we are. And I think more importantly than just AI is bringing back the voice to our customers. We're not just speaking to a machine, but I would like that all my customers are able to pick up a phone and talk to a customer, because
Mm,
99% of all the transactions, all the sales, there's usually a voice involved. And that me, I would just don't want people to forget about the voice. Social media is great, all these texts and everything else like that. But I think just to have a comforting voice behind stepping you through and answering your questions, I would like to keep the voice in all of our communications.
yeah, that's great. So, what's next for CA Unified?
As a CA Unified, what's next is to grow and to help as many companies in North America take advantage of technology, use technology to grow their business and to help them do what they do best, whether it's, again, making cakes, being a lawyer, or a different professional service. But knowing that whenever somebody calls, whenever somebody texts, there's a solid system that has 5 nines level of SLA, service level guaranteed, that they're always able to be in touch with somebody.
That's great. So, are there any new partnerships or goals on the horizon for yourself?
Yes, my goals are to work with good, solid partners like RingCentral, Zoom, Dialpad, Verizon, companies that have been in the industry. There's a lot of new companies coming up. And of course, they can use AI and copy a technology. But again, you want to have a solid company that's going to be bringing in new features, new R&D. Somebody has money to research and develop what your company may need in the future. The key is to future proof. So when you purchase a technology, you don't have to do this over and over again. There's nothing worse than copy and pasting all your contacts
Yeah, no doubt, right?
and downloading all your contacts or moving your CRM. So you
Yeah.
find something that's great and you
And you
stick with
stick
it
to it.
and
Yeah.
you stick to it and you know that it's a solid company that's doing decent R&D, are making profits that they can invest back into your customers, invest into their partners, invest into just the technology itself.
So, Chris, what's one thing you wish more business owners understood about their communication systems before it becomes a problem?
That dollars communications is not a cost. Right. And
Hmm.
they cheap out on the most important thing is their communications. And it should not be a cost in your
Interesting.
business because that's where if your phone system goes down, you're out of business. And people are trying to get be cheap. But oh, I got this phone they're giving me for free, but half of the time it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then once they realize that it doesn't work, then they gotta pick up all their information and move it to somebody like RingCentral or somebody that is investing in the infrastructure. But there's always going to be fly by nights out there that are giving you free things. Everything is free, but it shouldn't be a cost. You spend the money, but reasonable, right? And right now, the competition is stiff that everybody is basically a good price, a fair price that you can have a really good, solid communication system that is unified, where you don't have piece here, a piece there, a piece there, and they're spending 3 times as much as you would if you went with a really solid, reputable company.
Wow. Well, that was a masterclass in smart business communications for sure. A big thanks to our guest, Chris Tennant from CA Unified Communications Inc., for sharing the real talk and solutions that work. Chris, can you please give us your website link so that anyone that would like to book a call with you can reach out to you, please?
Yep, www.caunified.com. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for just letting me talk.
That's great. Thank you. If you're dealing with clunky phones, high bills, or just want something easier and smarter, I'll be putting together a quick insight report with a few ideas on how tech and automation could support your systems too. Check out the link in the description if you want a copy of that. And until next time, stay smart, stay connected, and keep your business communications getting better.